Welcome to this training session on the UK Bribery Act. We will start off by looking at the impact of bribery on society and how it undermines fair competition. We will then give you an overview of the Act, explain why it is important to you and to the company, and what the penalties are for non-compliance. Finally, we will give you guidance on how you can ensure that you are complying with the Act. Just before we start, let us look at the following scenario. Imagine that you are a purchasing manager for your company. You receive a call from one of your agents overseas who informs you that due to bad weather there has been a hold-up at the port and customs have not cleared your shipment. In order to ensure that your goods clear customs on time to be loaded on the ship that leaves for Portsmouth tomorrow, he needs to make a small payment to the customs officer to ensure that clearing your goods moves to the top of his to-do list. If this shipment arrives and is in the store on time, you will meet your annual target and receive a hefty bonus. What do? Agree to the extra charge on the invoice or decline to pay the £100? Click on the button of your choice. Well done! You selected the correct option. Had you agreed to pay the fee, you could have potentially committed an offence of bribing a foreign public official. Let's find out more about corruption. Let's start off with looking at the definitions of a few terms that we will be using during this course. Can you match the following words with their correct definitions? Well done! Now that you are clear on the definitions, let us look at some of the reasons why we should not partake in any corrupt action. Let us look at the 2010 Act. The Act, which is one of the strictest in the world, will come into effect in July 2011. The Act creates 4 prime offences, 2 general offences covering the giving of a bribe and receiving of a bribe, a standalone offence of bribing a foreign public official, and a new offence of failure by a commercial organisation to prevent bribery. Click on any of the headings to find out more about each offence. A Section 7 offence is committed by a relevant commercial organisation, C, if an associated person, A, bribes another person intending to obtain or retain for C, business or a business advantage. For the purposes of Section 7, A will be considered to have bribed another person if, and only if, A has committed an offence under Section 1 or 6. An associated person in this context does not only include employees, but can also include agents, contractors, subsidiaries, or suppliers. It means that an offence is committed irrespective of whether the bribery took place in or outside the UK. A non-UK company which carries on even modest business in the UK is capable of being prosecuted even if the bribe is paid outside the UK. For example, if a US company has a UK branch and engages in bribery in Asia, that US company may have liability under the Act and could be prosecuted in the UK for failing to prevent bribery. Now that you know a little more about the Act, let us look at how you can ensure that you comply with it. Click on any of the warning signs to find out more. Providing hospitality, obtaining licenses and permits, negotiating contracts and dealing with agents are potentially high-risk areas where bribery may occur. Click on any of these sections on the left to find out more. In order for hospitality not to constitute a bribe, it must be reasonable and proportionate and must not be intended to induce improper behavior. Click on any of the titles below to find out what you should do in the following situations. Let us look at how you would deal with a few scenarios. Click on any of the pictures to proceed. You have arrived at a foreign airport and the immigration officer will not let you clear immigration. The officer informs you that they have to withhold your passport, claiming that there is a special permit missing and that you do not have the necessary authorization to enter the country. The officer, however, offers to solve your problem and let you go in return for a small cash payment. You have travelled to this country several times in the last few months and are sure that you have all the required documentation. What should you do? You should